Hey, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the Bridgewater Conservation Commission meeting. Today is March 27th, 2025. The time is 5:30. We do have a quorum, so we'll open the meeting. And can I just ask, do we have, because I don't see everybody, do we have Harry and Mark on?
We do.
Okay, great, thanks. For the record, the members and staff present are Harry Bailey, Marilyn McDonald, Eileen Prisco, Mark Peterson, myself, Wendy Smith, and Caitlin Putt, the conservation agent. I'll now read the governor's order for online meetings into the record. Disclosure pursuant to Section 20 of Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, an act relative to extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency. This meeting of the Conservation Commission for the town of Bridgewater will be hybrid and accessible to the public through remote participation to the greatest extent possible. There will be no public attendance permitted. Citizens who wish to tune in to the meeting may do so via Zoom. The link and the dial-in phone number is always located on the bridgewaterma.org website. We'll call the meeting to order. Public hearings. I'm just going to read through, but we have a motion to adjust things. Old business notice of intent for 1010 Elm Street, map 30, lot 20. New business, we have a request for determination of applicability, MBTA right-of-way work. Conservation Commission business administrative items, 1453 Plymouth Street update, Bridgewater Wetlands Protection Bylaw discussion, and an approval of minutes for 213 and 227, and then adjournment. So I believe that the MBTA requested, if it be possible that we take them first. So does somebody want to make that?
Yeah,
motion?
I'll make a motion that we take out of order and put new business, request for determination of MBT right away of work, map and lot. Is a map?
Yeah, no lot.
around here?
It's all, no, there isn't a lot because it's
Okay.
all along the route.
Man, I thought I was gonna have to get bigger glasses. All right, so there's the motion.
Second.
Thanks, Harry. I don't need to take a roll call vote, do I?
You can just say all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So we have for new business request for determination of applicability, the MBTA right-of-way work. Applicant representative is Anna Rita Pascal of Keolis Commuter Services. Matt Donovan Benesh.
And I will read in the enterprise notice for you, so you will be open. Public notices originally has been presented on 314 commuter rail right away. Legal notice of public hearing, Conservation Commission, Bridgewater, Massachusetts. In accordance with the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Town of Bridgewater Local Wetland Bylaw, the Bridgewater Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on March 27th, 2005, for request for determination of applicability filed by, I say this wrong, Keolis Commuter Services. Keolis. The applicant proposes vegetative management plan along the commuter rail right away as proposed on the map seen, and they provide a link. The property is owned by MBTA. Please contact the Bridgewater Conservation Office at 508-667-0950 for the time and location or the link for virtual participation. All interested parties are encouraged to attend. Agenda can be found at www.bridgewatermass.org at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. And I've seen your green card, so you are now open. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Melanie.
you. I appreciate that. My name is Matt Donovan from Benesh. I'm here to represent Keolis for this
Hey, Matt.
RDA to confirm the accuracy of the maps used for herbicide application along the commuter rail right of way. The RDA is submitted to your commission every 5 years, required by CMR 11. And it's required to get these determinations before submitting our 5-year vegetation management plan to Mass Department of Agricultural Resources. The vegetation management plan is designed to manage and control vegetation necessary to keep the railroad in operation safe, and regulations are in place to keep the sensitive areas protected throughout the duration of this plan. Sensitive area restrictions are listed and described in CMR 11.04 as well as our vegetation management plan. The maps we provide you with are mainly made for the chemical portion of the plan, but often dictate where mechanical methods will be used due to chemical restrictions. There are 2 main chemical applications each year, one in the May to June timeframe that targets the roadbed, and one in the August-September timeframe that targets the brush and areas adjacent to the roadbed. The sensitive areas that are marked with blue and yellow on the maps never received the brush program and will only receive the roadbed application. So that's what I'll focus on because that's the only chemical application that's happening in the sensitive areas of your jurisdiction. However, if you do have questions about the brush program in the areas adjacent to the roadbed, I'd be happy to answer those. So the roadbed application is performed by a spray truck that drives on the track and is equipped with nozzles on the backside that are located about 18 inches above the ground, spraying the solution directly down onto the track. The truck has nozzles on arms as well to target the shoulders of the roadbed, up to 12 feet from the center of the track. The certified applicator is always accompanied by an environmental monitor, familiar with the site conditions and always equipped with these maps, instructing the operator as necessary. The applicator has the ability to turn off all the nozzles, or in many cases, just the side nozzles where it's targeting the shoulders, where it may be getting close to the buffer zone of a sensitive area. In the yellow zones, it will never have those side nozzles on. Those will always be off in the yellow zones. In certain cases, all the nozzles will be shut off, but that's done at the environmental monitor and applicator's discretion to keep it in conformance with the regulations. The blue zones typically receive the full roadbed treatment. However, if there's ever like water in the ditches in these areas, they're on alert in these areas to shut the nozzles off as needed to keep it in conformance. But typically, it does receive that full roadbed treatment, unless if there's anything in the field that would require them to shut it off. You do have dark blue in your town. This is typically a water supply or DEP zone. This will only receive the roadbed treatment every other year in conformance with the regulations. In all of these blue, yellow, and dark blue zones, due to the limited herbicide application, especially in the areas adjacent to the track where they're not able to do the brush program, more effort is put into controlling the vegetation with mechanical and physical measures. The chemicals that are used each year are typically chosen by the certified applicator. All the chemicals are only taken from the right-of-way approved sensitive area material list that's provided by Mass Department of Agricultural Resources. We do provide the exact mixture to your commission every year via certified mail in our yearly operational plan that we send to your commission, the Board of Health, Select Board, Mass Department of Agricultural Resources, NHESP, water suppliers, and we also publish it in the newspaper. Your commission has the opportunity to comment on the vegetation management plan. Once that's submitted, it'll be towards the end of the summer this year. Once we get the determinations from all 100 plus towns, there's a review process for that, and you would direct any comments directly to the Mass Department of Agricultural Resources. So that kind of does it for what I have to say, but I'm happy to answer any questions and go through any areas on the maps you'd like to see. We are seeking a positive 2A determination to confirm the maps, as well as a negative determination for the work included in the vegetation management plan. So I can open it up to anyone who has any questions.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Did you say May to June and August to September?
Yeah, in that time frame. The
Yep.
May to June would be the roadbed.
And what's August to September?
The brush program in areas adjacent to the roadbed where they spray. So the brush program, I didn't really cover it, but they spray. They're still on the track, but they're spraying further out to target areas adjacent to the roadbed because at that point they've already done the roadbed.
Okay.
But that won't be happening in your areas of jurisdiction. It only
okay.
happens in the what we call white areas. You would just see them as non-marked areas.
I was going to ask about those. So did they get a roadbed treatment or no?
They get the roadbed treatment as well, and they'll get the brush treatment as needed.
Okay.
It's basically a non-restricted zone.
Okay. So anything restricted doesn't get the brush.
Exactly.
The blue, the dark
Any
blue and the yellow.
any blue, dark blue, yellow will never receive the brush treatment,
Okay.
which is
Alright.
why they need to make up for it as needed with the mechanical. Because that's where like your PTC lines are and like the inside of curves, the line, your sites of distances and um
Okay. Commission members, anyone else have any questions?
I'm good.
Thanks,
I'm good.
Eileen.
I'm
Okay.
good so
Thanks.
far.
I'm good.
Harry?
I'm
All
good.
right. Mark?
And just for the record, this takes into account the aquifer protection overlays.
yeah, it does. Do you have a specific area in your town that you're referring to or that you know of?
Let me take a peek. I didn't look right there. I'm going to Mass Mapper. Let's see where it goes over the track. It looks like on Summer Street, on Summer Street near where it hits Flag Street, that intersection. So if I don't know what the color is right there.
Yeah, so this is a very restricted area. So it's a DEP zone 2 because of that. So it is
Okay.
covered and accurate and marked in conformance. So
Yeah,
right there.
it looks like that pink is the aquifer protection.
Yeah, it's like the full watershed of it, I believe.
And you said that's every other year? The dark
Yeah,
blue?
just the roadbed treatment
the
every
roadbed.
other year. Every
No
other year.
side,
Yep.
no side sprayers.
No,
Gotcha.
never.
All right, interesting. Okay, does anybody else on the commission have any questions? Caitlin, do you have any thoughts or anything?
No questions from me. You know, they gotta do what they gotta do for the safety of the right of way, and it looks like they're taking the, you know, care in the sensitive areas that they need to, and they're in compliance with all that. So I have no questions, concerns.
Okay. I need to open it up to any public or butters that have any questions, concerns, or comments. You can raise your hand or use the raise your hand feature on the bottom of the Zoom page.
I'm not seeing anybody, Chair.
Okay. Thank you. So we need to have a motion.
Chair would entertain a
Oh, we
motion
gotta
to-
close it. What?
If Chair can entertain a motion to close?
Yep. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call vote. Marilyn?
Aye.
Eileen?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Harry?
Aye.
And myself, Wendy, aye. Thanks.
have
And now we
Chair-
need, go ahead.
I would have Chair entertain a motion to issue a negative determination for MBT right away work. I can have a map and lot.
Yes, no,
Second.
Yeah, whoever
Yeah.
Joe Aruda is, you're gonna be muted, please.
Just for the record, we are seeking a positive 2A as well as the negative determination. Like I said, the positive 2A would be for confirming the maps, and then the negative would be confirming the work and exempting
Positive
it.
2A.
Yeah,
And a
Determination.
negative.
So you're filing a notice of intent, because I honestly not familiar with the positive.
no, he's saying that the positive 2A determination is agreeing to the maps, which they have to do what they have to do with the maps, so that has to be right, and then issuing a negative determination.
On the
that-
wetlands. Okay. All right, because I'm like, if we give you a positive, you have to come back with the notice of intent. All right, now I got you. All right, I must have missed that. So again, I'll make a motion for a negative determination for MBTA right-of-way work regarding the RDA of the wetland and a positive, on the mapping,
2A.
2A
2A
mapping.
determ- Mhm. Do we have a second?
Second.
Sorry, I
and
was trying to second.
That's, thanks, thanks both of you. All right, and with that, we have a second, roll call vote. Marilyn,
Aye.
Harry,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
and myself, Wendy, aye. All right, Matt, you guys should be all set.
Great. Thank you very much,
So
everyone.
I'll
Have a
see
good
the
night.
trucks going by
Thank
my
you.
Thank
backyard.
you.
Yeah, we usually hear it, not her.
I shut it off when they went by.
Good.
All
Have a
right,
good
thanks so
night.
much.
Thank you. Have a good
Have a
night.
good one.
Okay, next up, we have old business, notice of intent, 1010 Elm Street, map 30, lot 20. The applicant representative is Kyron Naughton, C Naughton Group, Edward Jacobs, PMP Consulting. DP file number is SE 116-1562. And who do we have on tonight for PMP?
Hello, Ed Jacobs, PMP.
Hi, Ed.
Along with me is Sammy Cripps, our site designer. And we should have Mark Dibb on here. There he is. He's our project engineer.
Marilyn, maybe you can take this one because I wasn't there, so I'm not quite sure where we're going.
Okay, welcome again. They did the presentation on their last one, and Greg, I see, is on. I know that he had given, which I'm looking at, he had given some updates on the stormwater. So Greg, any comments?
No, I reviewed the latest submittal and I issued a a response to that. And the first go around, there was a few outstanding comments that I had made, and the applicant revised his plans accordingly. So they satisfactorily answered all of my comments. So I don't have any technical issues with the stormwater management system.
All right, thank you, Greg. All right, so we did go out as a quorum to take a look at the line, and you know, I don't think we saw any major issues with the line. The one thing that has us a little concerned is just, I mean, now that I read DEP's, you do have a number now you assigned that you didn't on the first reading, so you do have your number 1562. They're all set on the assigned. One of mentioned it when you're doing the replication. It looks like you're going more than 1-to-1, but it's always something that a red flag goes up with us just to make sure that it does take and it's watched very carefully. Also, this is in the ACEC area. So I know my thoughts, and I think the commission can kind of, just a simple third peer review to make sure that we're not missing anything with that replication in that area. So I'll send that over to, I'll just go right down the line. Harry? Harry?
Yes.
Okay, having you weigh in?
Yeah.
Okay, you're echoing what I said then?
Okay, get me out of the way. I'm echoing what you're saying.
Okay, all right, so Eileen, echoing what I'm saying, Mark?
Yeah, third-party review.
So that was a take, I mean, just, a little collaboration with the third party review, just to make sure that area is, again, AC and just, those things seem to need a little bit of TLC on there. So we do have a list of 3 that's approved by the commission. So if you're in agreement with that, we'll keep you rolling, and, just any other thoughts from the third peer that can help you out with that area. And then we'll make sure that it's, it's taking in the seasons, we usually go more than 2 seasons, especially in an AC area. We'll probably require, a longer following on that. So, if you're in agreement to that, we'll just have you give a call to Caitlin. She can give you the 3 that's approved by us. Again, it's a simple, we're not asking for anything more than just the notice of intent with the thing there.
We're fine with that.
Okay, great. So at this time, the commissioners have all spoken. I will open it up to anybody in the Audience with a comment, question, or concern? Seeing anything, Caitlin?
I am not. Sorry, I was just trying to make sure I got through everybody. I don't see any hands.
Okay, all right. So Edward, again, I will tell you to reach out to Caitlin. There are 3 that it gets set up in an escrow for the town, the one that you pick. So you get a little you can pick there. And then it's up to you if you want to skip a meeting or what meeting you'd like to come back on. You can maybe follow up with Caitlin. I don't know if you'd be ready in, probably not in the 2 weeks getting the review in, but if you want us to pencil you in for what do we got in April? April 10th and 24th.
We can shoot for the 10th, I guess.
Okay, and then if you don't have anything in, you can always just
Yeah.
extend that.
Why
So
don't we go that way?
at this time, I'll take, did I have a motion? Well, we can vote on, third peer review. Can I ever get a motion for third party peer review, please?
Motion to appoint a third party peer review.
Have a second?
Second.
All right, roll call vote. Eileen,
Aye.
Harry,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Wendy?
Aye.
Wendy can't vote yet on this.
Yeah,
because-
kind of not. I wasn't,
Yeah, you
I
can-
didn't get to
yeah.
watch it on,
Yeah,
on,
Once she watches it, she'll be all set. And then myself, aye. Okay, sounds good. Again, just reach out to Caitlin. She'll assist you with that matter.
Will do.
All right, have a great night,
Thank you.
guys.
Have a good night.
you
Yep,
too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have administrative items. 1453 Plymouth Street BRS update. Caitlin, I'll turn that to you.
Sounds good. Yeah, so I went out to the site yesterday and I met Mr. Aruda just to go over where those man-made ponds are. Take a look. I took a couple of photos. He walked me through the process of those ponds and what they do. In looking, I also looked at historical aerials. I used Google Earth and near mapping, but historic aerials kind of goes back further. Those aerials kind of show, it goes back to 1960, I believe it was. So there
Wow.
was no ponds there. So I think the last date, in 1997, it doesn't show the ponds, and then in 2001 they appear. So, that kind of indicates they were
He
man-made.
dug them. Yep.
So that kind of takes care of that. I believe I saw Joe on as well. I didn't know if he had any comments from our site visit. And I just wanted to thank you for having me out on site and showing me around and, answering any questions I had.
Caitlin, can I just ask you real quick, what were the years that you said where there was nothing and then there was?
So from 1960 to 1997, there was no ponds. And then 2001, they appeared. So it kind of skips. It's not every single year, but
Gotcha.
97 to 2001, that was the latest that they had between those years.
Okay.
What's the significance of that?
That they were dug.
Yeah.
They
did
weren't
not-
there
Yeah,
as a
so-
wetland type pond or whatever.
Yeah, I can read
Man-made.
out.
It's just, it's talking.
Can you hear me now?
Hi, Joe.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm not very
Technical
difficulties.
That's okay.
I wanted to say thank you also for coming out and spending some time with us and seeing the process. And what our concern was to get away from those old ponds. So when you were asking me about permitting, there was nothing. The DEP just wanted to make sure that I circulated the water like I showed you. And if there's any other questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Perfect. Thank you, Joe.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm good. No questions.
So they were dug for they weren't dug for a reason, or
They weren't dug. They actually are above ground. The
Oh.
plant sits so high. So what it is we made earth berms all the way around.
oh, okay.
we do it with flumes, so we pull out the flumes and then we can go right in there with the loaders and clean it out, which takes, every couple of years we have to clean out all the ponds, and about every month or two we clean out just the first pond.
And it's a way of filtering, right?
Filter,
Each one
yes,
is like
yes, yep.
a different filter.
It just, what we do is, and what that person saw is we were making, you don't want the water to go straight across the pond. You want it to go as far a distance. The longer the distance, the more the sediment drops out of it. So that was and I was showing Caitlin that how we're making it so that the water doesn't go from one spot to the other.
Yep.
Thank you for going out, Caitlin.
Absolutely.
A little field trip for us.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And yet, just to add to that, the site is near the Taunton River, but they wouldn't have had to apply for anything because it was over 300 feet away. So at any of that work that had to do with that, the water is, they wouldn't have needed the permit in.
Right. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
So I guess, Commission, from here, since we did issue an enforcement order on this site, and we've sort of cleared up the issue at hand, do we now want to take a vote to lift the enforcement order?
I would,
I think so.
go ahead.
No, I just said I think so. You can make the motion.
Make the motion to lift the enforcement order on 1453 Plymouth Street, known as BRS.
Second.
Thank you. And roll call vote. Marilyn,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Harry,
Aye.
and myself, Wendy. Aye.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you guys very much.
Have a
Yep,
good
you're
night.
welcome.
Thank
Have
you,
a good night.
Joey.
You too. Take
Good
care.
night.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, next up, we have Bridgewater Wetlands Protection Bylaws discussion. So Caitlin, you can take that, and I wanted to say thank you for sending the bylaws in the packet,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
just to have a hard copy.
You got it. So yeah, my initial thoughts for this, and I think we all kind of had the same idea of potentially adding something to have stricter protection for the ACEC area in Bridgewater. I think that would be a good addition. What else? Let's see. And I know some of you were thinking about, instead of our 25-foot no touch, bumping that up to 50-foot. And I don't know if you guys have thought of any others. I'm still picking through and kind of turning that over in my mind. But just initially, definitely I would like to see stricter protection for the ACEC areas.
Yep, that was one of my bigger things too. And then, you look around, you could, again, this doesn't happen overnight for the town, as Caitlin's gonna know, but the quicker we start these discussions, and then if it can fiscally get into a year or not, but it's good if we get some ideas over to her and then we can regroup again on them. I mean, there's certain things that have definitely popped out to me that we can improve on and update these on. The AC area is one, no touchback. But again, go through them, kind of give her a folder, and then we can have further discussions on it and get these a little bit more updated and go from there. Because, like I said, it won't happen overnight, but in the process, we can start working at it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
kind of in the brainstorm stage of things.
Yep.
Just thinking ahead.
Yeah,
Sure. So, and we can put stuff in there about 53G accounts, the escrow, a formal process for.
Yeah, because that would be part of the bylaw.
yeah, that was one thing I highlighted too, Mark, is to, maybe make
Yeah.
it a little bit easier on admin in there, so.
I also found that you can expand the jurisdiction to include intermittent streams. That's one thing.
Okay.
And vernal pools. I think we can strengthen things on that too.
I totally agree on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are all good points. Make note of those.
Well, they do have, I mean, yeah.
I got
Maybe-
que-
Maybe we can bylaw them a little out of it. Yeah.
Well, I kind of looked at Easton's bylaws. I thought theirs were strong bylaws, but is there like some renowned town that has the strongest bylaws that we can kind of compare to?
I
I don't
mean,
know if it's downtown,
I figured Easton would be one. I think
Easton's
Rainham,
good.
I
Yeah.
think Rainham copies ours and we copy theirs, so that's not anything special. But
it's
We could look at
right next to
Halifax.
it. There's the one that I researched a while back was Ipswich has an ACEC area. I looked at their bylaws. They had added protection for their ACEC area. So things like that.
Yeah, ACEC, we should definitely pay more attention to the restrictions.
Yeah, I mean, 25 feet is,
Yeah. Agreed.
so they have specific language in their bylaws for ACEC?
yeah,
Yeah,
and I
so-
believe they have 150, like you can't go near 150 on it.
Okay, I'll check those out too, because I
Yeah,
only
so Mark, check it, Ipswich.
Mark, I believe I found language for ACEC. Bourne had good verbiage. And I think Ayer, Massachusetts was the other one I was looking at.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it makes sense. We got the biggest.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. So we'll all like look over the
Yeah.
bylaws, make notes, check others, kind of formulate some thoughts, and then send maybe our thoughts to Caitlin. And then you can compile those into a folder, and
Absolutely.
then we can see what the overlap is and however we're gonna do that, whether it's on a meeting or whatever. I don't know how that works.
Sounds good, Wendy.
All
Then
right.
she'll have to bring it forward with legislation too. So it's a process. That's
Yeah.
why it's good we're starting now.
Yep, sounds good. Okay, any other comments on that before I move on to the minutes?
Nope, not me.
Alrighty. Next up, we have minutes. I did get a chance to look them over. They're for February 13th and February 27th. Did other people get a chance to look them over so we can vote on them?
Yes.
Yes.
I
I-
personally saw no issues.
I'm fine. Yeah, they're fine.
And I like the stuff on it. So thank you, Kate.
Yeah. Harry, are you good?
I'm fine.
Mark?
Yep.
Okay, so somebody want to make a motion to accept the minutes for 2:13 and 2:27?
Make a motion to accept the minutes on agenda as presented, 2:13:25, 2:27:25.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. And
Tied,
roll
Harry. Aye.
call vote. Marilyn,
Aye.
Harry,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
myself, Wendy, aye. Thanks. And with that, if nobody has anything else, I'll entertain a motion.
Entertaining the motion for chair for adjournment.
Thank
And
you.
do we have a second? Excellent.
All
right.
all in favor?
All right, so check out those bylaws, make some notes,
And
and
send it to
we'll
Kate.
get information to Caitlin.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good
Thanks,
evening.
everybody. Good night.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Wendy. Feel better.
Bye.
Yep, thank you. We'll see you the
Bye.
next time. Bye.